Boom, 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 boom. Hello there, everybody, and welcome to the bang edition of me being solo. And you can hear fucking neighbors doing some hammer jobs. Bam, 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 bam. This is the best opening ever. I know it was going to be ruined. I was like trying to time it out, like when it wasn't going on. Then like I just pressed the record button and it started immediately when I did it. So fuck it. That is how we're opening this episode. Hello there, everybody. For once, I should mention hi. I'm Rasmus or Crown, whatever you would like to call me. And this is the Store of Crown channel, where it mostly contains some podcasts. And cats, yes, not casts. Cats, podcast. This week I was supposed to have John on potentially again. He said it from the beginning. It was potentially a thing. And also I don't know, I didn't feel like planning like having someone else on because it's been a long time since I've done a solo one. I think I did one in the like early January. So we had a couple of strings of mostly just having other people on, and I feel like that is mostly the way to go nowadays. I feel it fits my channel with me just having a chat with a bunch of people, and it's an easy thing to like, oh yeah, we're gonna have a podcast, and then people are like, yeah, sure, maybe you don't plan it otherwise, because just spontaneously like, yeah, we should hang out and do what exactly, and instead it's just an excuse to hang out with people. That's a perfect excuse to me. Yeah, so now we don't know what to talk about. Just kidding. What a... I feel so like not panic mode, but I mean you have the angst of potentially moving to a different country, and you're gonna do it all by yourself, and all of that. Yeah, it would be easier if I just been like trying to convince someone else, like, yeah, we do it together, we will hang out and blah blah blah. No, I decided this is my journey and my journey alone to do, because I feel like I don't know, then I would probably not spread my wings as much as I would want to do, because I want to meet new people, hang out with new people, and when you bring someone along, you end up at least in the beginning, for a while, you just tend to hang out with that person, and I would like to like being pushed to talking out with more people, because that's what I did the first GameCon, and that was a fantastic experience, and I met fantastic people there, and like it made me go out of my comfort zone, and like the Coxcon thing with my sister, like yeah, it would have been better if it was GameCon again, because I feel like that's like different things, and also I had people I already knew I'm gonna meet, and it's la la la. But Coxcon thing, I wanted to like speak to other people and that sort of stuff, but I don't know. You tend to hang out with the people you know just because you can. I don't know. Anyway, that's why my I got the like email yesterday from the organization that helped me, and it's all become so real, and damn, tomorrow I'm gonna sort things out with my gonna write my CV. I'm gonna write my personal letter, or yeah, I think it's called that in English. Anyway, and all kinds of things I need for this trip. I need to reference letters, so I need to get those, and yeah, it all just becomes real. As I said, it's oh man, it's terrifying. Yeah, and at the same time, it's also exciting, of course. And yeah, and also the main reason why I've stuck with, even until I like had it all like done, like now I have officially sent in everything, and now I'm have stuff I'm gonna send in, and that, and make it, that's a done thing. But even before that, before I sent the request in, I told everyone that I was going to Canada, and that was for my own good, because like saying something and doing something are two different matters entirely. You can always be like, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and then suddenly you're like, you find some loophole in your mind, like, I couldn't do this because blah 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 blah. And sometimes I have been valid in changing my mind, and sometimes I should have at least tried it. For instance, like, yeah, I could have tried out study English here in Malmo, and but I decided that, like, since I didn't feel it at all and didn't want to do it, it was like it was better just give up my spot and let someone else who wants it more have it. And I think that's was the correct way to do it. Then again, I should have maybe tried it, but and also I had like internship at the daycare, and I let myself out of that one because like I couldn't get a job even if I did it a couple of months. So that was the deal with that, and yeah, it's just I always tend to want to find the loopholes and be like, no, I can't do this because blah, or like, no, it doesn't feel alright, blah blah blah. Yeah, and it's just like the indecision has come, like doing things has become harder the older I've gotten, and I don't know why. I don't think when I was younger I didn't have a problem like, oh, I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna do and blah blah. Mostly because like I always feel like the decisions nowadays are so impactful. Like they really aren't. You can always do something else, but for some reason I always get it into my head that I like, oh, if I do this decision, then I'm gonna be locked in for a couple of years, blah blah. But like the English thing, I could have just tried it and like hopped off like a month or so into it and be like, no, this wasn't for me, like, and gone, and then continued with this plan again, because this is a plan that was on my mind in the beginning. And also this may have never happened if it wasn't for the fact that I ended up making a wrong decision. I made a decision of going the English route because I didn't think about myself. I thought about, well, if I can then I can. I thought about it like logically, and didn't think about it from standpoint what I really wanted. I was like, yeah, logically I can still work at my job, and I can still be at home, and I don't have to spend that much money and blah blah blah. And you can't just think logically on everything. Think like, oh, this makes sense. Yeah, but is it what I wanted to do? And deep inside of me, I felt like that was the true case. But then I already went too far, and I couldn't end up getting the other thing that I wanted, like study, like study films and that sort of stuff. And I regret it. I really, really do. And I hope. I hope maybe we'll do it after I've done this trip. Maybe I will do something else. Who cares? Like, I'm only 24. Jesus Christ. And also, like, oh my god, I died. Then it's gonna be like, yeah, you're dead, so it doesn't matter. Like, no, but people say, oh, you get family, you can do that and that. I have already traveled so much in my life already. And I think at some points, is all everyone turns like when they get like 18, 19, 20, like 20, like, oh, now this is the age where we save up money, we go on plenty of vacations and la la la. And I have already, at that point, I had already visited Australia 4 times, New Zealand once, been to skiing several times in the Alps, and been to like summer, no, yeah, like Greece. I've been. The only thing one thing I wanted to do, I wanted to like do a train, take a train ride, like all around Europe, and that didn't end up because I mean I wanted to do it, but the friends I was going with, they wanted like us to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna be like. He didn't want to do it because he wanted more people, and the guy I wanted to go with, and I was like, we will meet people, and that is the most fun of it all. So everything just like we weren't on the same page of it all, and yeah, and then that never happened because, and I never been on like doing a vacation with party vacation like to Ayia Napa or Ibiza or whatever the countries are you go to. Bulgaria used to be popular as well, and Greece, Rhodes, I think it is. Yeah, so that is something I regret not being able to do, but I never had anyone to travel with, and those kinds of things, because most of my friends are flat out broke, most of them. All the time, like, yeah, I don't have any money, I don't have any money, I don't have, like, I've heard that line so many times in my life, like, I always the person who have money, and like, that's, and I don't have that much money either, so I've never, like, been, oh yeah, you have tons of money so you can go on like a lot of trips and that sort of stuff. No, I've been like mostly using that money for like, I don't know, building my computer or like just doing fun things, subscribing to like Netflix or like all that kinds of things that make like my not doing much more fun. And but yeah, you grow tired of that quite quickly, but I've managed to stay sane, or like more not as insane as, like, I am insane slightly, but I haven't gone full blown crazy mode like Anthony has. And yeah, a lot of things in my life that I kind of regret, and at the same time I don't think that would have happened differently at all. Why? Because I would, the kind of person I changed myself into a couple, like when I was 21 or 22, I can't remember now, when I decided that I wanted to change, because like I was too shy. I was too didn't like I always allowed other people their space, and like didn't, oh fuck is the word, I didn't take my space, so to speak. I didn't like show myself. No, that's not the right word. Um, yeah, I think you maybe get the point what I'm trying to say. Like I didn't like make myself known, sort of. Like that is more of a. I was just sitting in the back, or sitting like taking things calmly and blah blah blah. I one thing I like I've done plenty different like work help, finding work help groups, or whatever you can call them. Job coaching is what it calls. Young groups that we all us like gonna help. Like it's sort of like a class, but you all get trained into how to search for jobs and that sort of stuff. I remember like that, like I took more like space, and I like talked to most people and that sort of stuff. Some reason they all thought I was brilliant with computers, because when like something broke, I'm like, everyone's like, yeah, Rasmus, go and fix it. And I'm like, what? Since when did I become someone who fixed things? Ah, good moments yet. Yeah, so yeah, if I could put in how I am as a person after I changed back into the person who I was like years back, when I was like 16, 17, or like those ages, I would have been so much better for it, and so much better, and I didn't would have been so full blown out of my head and think I was better than I really was. Man, was I high and mighty and be like, yeah, I'm so better than all of this. Fucking, I blame my teacher as well there. They put thoughts into my head of grandeur. Bloody. Teachers are good for like helping you out to like reach your potential, but sometimes they praise you a little bit too much, and just like overall you get floating up in the sky and don't keep your feet on the ground. And I should have just gone to film directly after. I should have applied for like a film thing and be like, yeah, I'm going to do that. And yeah, man, fucking hell, stop fucking working on your apartment. It's annoying. Yeah. So now we are here at 2015. Holy fuck. The years have gone by. The year where I become 25 years old. How we celebrate that in Canada. And I think it's so weird, all of it. Like I'm already almost 25. That's just my one of my best friends. He's 1 year older, and he's like he has birthday in January, so he's already 26. I'm like, holy fuck, 26 years old. We're already at that point, almost. Like, Jesus Christ, that's like when I hit 25, like, oh my god, and I'm halfway to 30, like. And the sad thing is, I don't feel like I have accomplished things. Like, I've accomplished a lot of things. like especially with meeting like people online and meeting so many doing stuff. I've been like Australia 4 times. Like I've done so much in my life, yet I feel like that for myself I haven't accomplished the way I want to accomplish. I haven't like I spoke to a friend of mine who an old classmate of mine yesterday. He lives in the same building, funny enough, and yeah, we went to the same uh, uh, school when we from 10 to 12th grade. I'm calling it that because it makes it easier. Yeah, so 10 to 12th grade, like it's not high school, but it's something different, and it's hard. I always have to explain it, but yeah, I'm just gonna say 10th, 12th grade, and yeah, and he has been working at like the post and that sort of stuff, and he like doesn't make that much money. He has some hours and that sort of stuff, but he's like also seem to be in her like sort of rut like I am. He lives with his grandmother, and I will live still with my mother because I haven't had a full-time paying job that I could live by myself. And I would have wanted to do that because I love to be like I'm gonna admit I'm an introvert person because yeah, as much as I enjoy hanging out with other people, I also love just being by myself, and I need like I need a way. Like that's why when I go to Canada, I'm with everything I can. I'm going to try and do and find a place that's only like by myself. I can take like something that's the size of my room. I don't care if it's that little. I don't need space. I don't like take a lot of space because most of things I'm like, yeah, I may get the TV and I may use a computer. That's like I have my laptop. There's a reason why I bought my laptop. It's because that is what I'm going to use, and it's going to not require a lot of space. I'm probably gonna need some sort of desk at least to like sit at and that sort of stuff. But I mean, yeah, I don't need a lot of things. Like my room is cluttered, but that's mostly because I have so much things in it that I don't need. Like I have a like full behind me here. I have a full like with old games and DVDs. And do I watch any of these DVDs anymore? No, not really. I haven't. I don't know if I've touched any of these in. Like, there's great movies I have here, but I mean, do I even like? I rarely take out one nowadays and be like, oh, I'm gonna watch this again or blah blah blah, because most of the movies I already watched so many times and like I don't need to watch them again. So like there's so much things, especially my bookshelf. I have like I would say 80% of the things in the bookshelf is completely useless to me. So that is how much everything in my room really matters, and yeah. So that is why I want to live alone. Maybe I will end up living with other people. Then so be it. If that's the case, at least I need to have my own room. Yeah, where I can be my lonely self. No, I'm not lonely. Even though my body keeps telling me that every female woman on the planet I encounter is a viable option. Yeah, that is something so annoying. I would like to talk to female people without like in my back of my mind hidden an agenda, like, oh my god, maybe will be a person I can hang out with and become more than just friends. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, poke, poke. Yeah, I wish that wasn't the case. That's why like, ah, I can't even express word how annoying it is, because that is how annoying it is to me. Because I just wish it all was so fucking simple. That I'm like talking to someone, hit it off, and we're on to the races, and at least for a couple of months or whatever the relationship lasts, or it lasts forever. I don't care. Like, but I'm gonna be honest. Really, how many female people have met in my life that I'm actually have been considering asking out? I don't know. Max like 3 people or something like that. That's the thing. Maybe it's something about Sweden that doesn't attract me, or like the personalities generally here in Sweden that doesn't make it interesting for me. Because I've been thinking that a lot, because most of the women I've met, like some of the people have never like seen me as a viable options when I was younger. That was one thing something I couldn't get over, was the fact that I looked so fucking young, that like when I was 18, I even got asked by, like, if I stole my ID from like a brother or something, because they didn't believe that I was 18. And that's just annoying, because like looking like you're someone that's so much younger. And it was that person who wasn't the only one. Like a couple of them like always looked at, like, was surprised that I was 18. And also when I was like 16, I looked like I was 14 or something like that. And it just, especially in that age, when you're younger, like the age difference is so much like more, like you want to hang out, like, because it's so different between age to age. You're like, I'm 16-year-old, I'm not gonna date this 14-year-old or whatever. And that's the sort of thing, like you're more limited in the, like, seeing other girls part of it all. And also sometimes you can also be fucking stupid. I remember I had when I was, I don't know, 13, 14, girl actually flirted quite bluntly with me. And I was too stupid to see it. A couple of years afterwards, I was like, fucking hell, how dumb was I? She totally was into me, and I didn't even realize it. It's beautiful. Dumb kids. Man, it's a good looking back things. I've done this before, but I don't know how many actually watched some of the episodes. And it's 95 episodes, so there's bound to be episodes where you have missed or like skipped or whatever. I can understand you. So a lot of, especially at the beginning, was harder because I did a lot of more podcasts. I did 2 a week, sometimes even 3. I think that was crazy. Like, I reached 50 so quickly, and then it took me always so much longer to almost reach 100. Kind of funny, isn't it? Yeah, so that is what this look back episode has been about, looking back. And I'm just producing word at this point and doesn't know what I'm talking about. Yeah, of course I know what I'm talking about. And I'm actually really happy of how the podcast has evolved. I think when the experiment with having Doug was on was a good experiment, but I think it didn't end up being what I wanted it to be, because it became too much hassle, and I sort of wanted to be sort like how the Cox and Crender thing is. I've always wanted it to be just deep inside me. I just wanted it to be a normal podcast. It's like 30 to like 1 hour or something episode. Like, yeah, if I have guessed, it runs the how long it needs to run. When I do solo one, I just need it to be 30-40 minutes or whatever, because after that, unless you have something specific you want to talk about, people are just gonna lose interest, and I would have lost interest myself if it was something. It's hard to do a solo podcast because like you can't. I say most of the time you can't keep an audience interesting by yourself for the amount of time you want to keep everyone interested, and I still think I need some sort of segments where I just simple things. It doesn't need to be complicated stuff that doesn't need to be a lot of work, like looking at the internet and being like, oh, here is the news for you, boom, Spider-Man now being in Sony, or Sony have given him up to Marvel and Disney, and now we're gonna see him in the Civil War movie, and then we're gonna see him potentially in another reboot. Holy motherfucking god. I say they should have skipped the reboot movie. I think it's okay that they, or at least they should have like postponed that reboot movie way into like 2021 or something like that, when I'm 30 something and I've been like, oh yeah, like the failed ideas Sony have, like we don't need to think about that anymore, and it's gone from there. And yeah, I'm really annoyed that they didn't like the rebooted and don't keep Andrew Garfield. I think it's perfect. He's a perfect Spider-Man. He wasn't the fault that the Spider-Man 2 movie sucked ass. I don't fucking know what they were doing with that movie, but I don't know. I tried to watch it, but it's all just fucking confusing, and him seeing like, don't date her for my daughter's not good, blah blah blah. No, I just think I like the first Amazing Spider-Man, and Amazing Spider-Man 2 wasn't good, and I think that's where they went like, yeah, I don't think people are that interested in an Amazing Spider-Man 3 movie, so let's just get some money and leave him to the Marvel universe. And there we go from there. Like, that sort of like segments is maybe what I just been like having some points at the podcast where I'm like, oh, I'm going through some of the new stuff and just talking a little bit about my feelings on it and all of that jazz. And yeah, so what do I really care about the Spider-Man thing? I don't know. They usually stuff, so I'm not worried. The only thing I'm worried about in the Marvel universe right now is the Fantastic Four one. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they're going so young and all of that. Not. No, I'm not interested really in that one so far, but I'm gonna watch it and be like, oh my god, it's that. Yeah, I think I should. Yeah, I think I should just stop this podcast now because I don't know, I'm getting distracted, and I don't feel like I have much more to speak about this week. And yeah, it doesn't have to be an hour of me talking because, like, fuck that. That's boring. Unless it's end up being, one of those crazy episodes where I'm just high on my mind or tired and just goes fucking crazy and do a song. Man, I miss those times, miss those episodes, the crazy episodes. I feel like I've gone too comfortable with it. It's okay when I have guests, but when I do solo, you need to spice it up and change things up when you do the solo edition. Now, thankfully, I haven't done one in a while, so it wasn't really that important for me to do a crazy one or think about exactly what I was going for with this episode. And yeah, I'm going to go completely lost it. Okay, so for the future, I haven't done my final wrap up before I go to Canada edition yet, because I will do that the week before I will go, or like a couple of days before I go, and just blather out my feelings about everything and need to get everything off my chest. So next week I will have Chris Green of the Final Boss Media duo, who is and also one of the hosts in Chris and Kira show on RT2FM in Ireland, and that's like their public. So that is all cool and fantastic that I will have him on, and it will probably be the best quality podcasts I've ever done, because we're gonna record it, and he's gonna do his vocals in his studio and all of that stuff, and send me his audio to me, and I'm gonna mix it up, and I'm gonna record mine by myself as well. So that will be a great quality podcast. So no, even if Skype fucks up, you won't hear it, and that will, or if it ends up like with the smart guy did when like Skype cut off, then you will certainly know, maybe. Yeah. So that wraps this all up. You can follow me, Story of Crown, pretty much everywhere. Tumblr, Instagram, Twitter. I'm mostly on Twitter, but just got Instagram because why the fuck not? Everyone's using it, and I wanted to have one so I could easily log in and see other people that I know and see their pictures and that sort of stuff. I will always everything I will post on Instagram will be posted on Twitter as well, so you won't probably miss it. So yeah, that is what's up, and well, I think since I've mentioned a song, we can't close this off without an old time goodness of me having sang you a impulsive song. So we are at the end of this beautiful podcast. It's been about me from 10 years ago and where I am today, and we will move on forever. And this song is so bad that you just want to stop listening to me. Don't listen to me. This is the best plug. Stop listening to me. Listening to me. And we will see you next week. Goodbye.